best Christmas that you had, and what was the not so best Christmas?
Uh, the best Christmas was, I would say, hmm, that's a good one. Just every Christmas that I wake up alive, clothed in my right mind, is a best Christmas. My worst Christmas was losing my mother last year on her 93rd birthday. So she wasn't with us for the first Christmas of my life. So I would say that would be the worst one last Christmas, not having my mom. But every Christmas that I'm awake is a good Christmas.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, just a quick question. We were talking about foods. I know you're from Louisiana. Y'all might have a little bit different. Y'all might have a little bit different type of um, palate than we did in Georgia, New York. What did y'all usually eat for New Year's Eve?
Oh, well, the same things that we eat New Year's Day, we'll normally do gumbo, etouffee, jambalaya, red beans and rice the day before. And on New Year's, of course, the black-eyed peas, cabbage, cornbread. We throw some ribs in there. And if we were able to kill a fresh wild hog, because wild boar is a lot better for you health wise, and it tastes a lot better. And so we own a lot of acreage, so we do hog killing around this year and deer for the deer sausage. But the traditional uh, New Year's Day black eyed peas, cabbage, but we do jambalaya, etouffee, gumbo, New Year's Eve.
I think I know I'm gonna be for New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And you've been you know you've worked on Fort Gordon slash Eisenhower for a long time, and you've probably
Yeah.
been to a million billion holiday parties.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
what is a memorable one in your history?
Well, back at Fort Gordon, we used to, on the last day of work before the Christmas holiday, we would have a party on every floor in Signal Towers. And knowing that it's 10 floors, that would be a party on every floor. And back in those days, we would authorize alcohol usage, from 12 on. So we had a lot of foreign officers from France, Germany, and other places. So they would bring their traditional meals and wines and liquors. And we would just have a party all day, just riding the elevator or walking the stairs up and down, going to the different floors, sampling food from all the different floors. And of course, taking beverages at the same time. And then we would end it with a hay ride around Fort Gordon. So I used to love those days when we would have those parties in Signal Towers.
Yeah, I remember the last one I went to. It was pretty well. We didn't have alcohol when I got there, but it was pretty nice, especially going to the, like you said, to the office, to the foreign officers.
Oh, yeah.
The Germans had the best food, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of partial to Germany because I was stationed there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go.
But those are wonderful. Those are wonderful memories. Let me ask you a question. What at the potluck? What do you bring? What do you ask to bring? And if not asked, what do you bring?
Well, I always get asked to bring etouffee, crawfish etouffee, because everybody loves it. And when I was working in Signal Towers, whenever we'd have a Christmas or a Thanksgiving or any type of potluck, they would always point to me and say, "Bring the etouffee." So everybody loved my etouffee. And then from time to time, I would bring gumbo too.
Mm, mm, mm. I can see
Oh, yeah.
that. I
Oh
can
yeah.
definitely see that. And what as far as a gift, what was the best gift you got?
Hmm. The best gift I got, I would say a hug from an old secretary. She had to be about, well, I'm going to say old, but she was mature in her age. She had worked a long time. She was 83 years old, and she gave me a big hug and told me, I love you. And it was in a sincere fashion. It wasn't from a sexual orientation, but she just said, "I love you, and I enjoyed working with you over the many years that I've known you." So just a hug from her um, was the best gift that I think I've ever gotten.
That's awesome. That's awesome because a lot of times, especially when you worked in an area for so long, a lot of times you've seen people come and people go, and then you have the idea was always to be friendly, but that doesn't mean necessarily you had friends, if that makes sense.
Right.
But it's
Hmm.
always good to know when that you always remember the best people you've been around, and you always remember the worst people that you've been around. If you don't
Right.
remember people, that means they weren't remarkable enough for you to remember them.
Right.
And especially over the years, you always remember stuff and think stories like that. You really warm my heart because people, we always try to be that person that makes a difference. Now, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be grand gestures, but you want to, you know, most of us have a need inside to want to be appreciated and know that we made a difference in wherever we were. And we left, when we leave, we left the place a little better than when we got there, even if
Right.
it's only incremental improvements. And that's a testament to you as a person and as a leader. And I've always respected you. You've always been there. Now, even though you're an alpha, that I can't hold that against you. But
Yeah.
but you're a wonderful man, father, and husband, and I gotta give you your flowers.
I
Gotta gotta
appreciate it.
gotta give you your flowers, and I definitely appreciate you coming on
Oh
and
yeah. And
enjoying the conversation. And don't be a continue being strange, but don't be a stranger.
no, well, I'm going to participate. I just happened to see it on Facebook and I saw the meeting ID, so I joined. And do you all do this every Tuesday at the same time?
Every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. It's
Okay.
myself, um, Apple, Chocolate Pearl is not on here. Miss Kim comes on a lot. We have a few regulars that come on.
Okay.
Join the crew. Hey, the more the merrier. And if you have anything that you want to talk about or you want us to talk about, just email me through my YouTube channel,
Okay.
and I'll make sure that we talk about it. The idea is I want to grow, want the community to really get, and we talk about everything. We talk
Right.
about everything, and I just want to make sure that what we do makes a difference, and
Right.
that's the key. Is that I mean, when I started, it was just me, but I asked my sisters to help me because whenever we're together, it's not a podcast, it's a family call.
Right.
So, and hopefully we actually portray that when we're talking, that there's no strangers, and we just talk. And that, I think a lot of times people like that because there's no pretense, no trying to stump the chump, no, none of that stuff. And I'm glad that I'm actually able to do that.
Right. Well, I'll definitely pass the word and share so that we can expand the group even more so because the more people, the more ideas, the more thoughts. And so I'll definitely do that. Do we use the same meeting ID and passcode or does that change each week?
No, no, it's the same one.
Good.
It's the same one.
Good.
because like I said, I'm trying to I'm trying to make sure that we're consistent.
Right. Okay.
Like some days I don't feel like doing this, but it's a purpose. As being a leader, a leader has to have a purpose, has to have a mission, has to have a drive.